Oh. This is Nick C. Listen, why are you awake? Is he streaming? Yo, we could be study buddies in the VC while we watch Fusion. Would be some peak. What's a punch? Are you sure it's Nick C? Why would Nick C be running this shit, bro? Oh, he low-key got mixed up. I'm your official background noise. I'm honored. I was using iGreg for that. And then I was like, okay, I want to stream myself. But he's not live on Twitch right now. He's just playing Donkey Kong for fun. Low-key crazy if true. This can't be Nick C, bro. What the fuck? Taking notes, but if you ask questions, would you want a VC when Fusion starts or nah? That is the only question I will ask. Here, sell up. I don't think Nick C is streaming. Would have saw it, I think. Like, she's the Falcon, right? Isn't that who that guy is? I was like, this guy sucks. He can't be a good player. You don't even know how to follow DI for Ding Dong. Ugh. Top 10 luck. Top 10 swing and it'll eventually hit moments. Oh, I was really trying to sum. Mama. Hee. Need to update my bot alerts to like talk about my sponsor instead of freaking the people that do not sponsor me.
3, 2, 1, go!
Top 10 Game & Watch moments. If you took a shot for every time a Game & Watch used Nair, how long do you think it would take to get alcohol poisoning? Genuine question. Genuine question. Before the juggle ended. Dude, characters like this exist. Like, that's the worst part. It's that characters like this exist in Smash. Alright, it's not an open arena. I'll probably do one sometime soon. I just did one. How you doing though, Blitz? I'm just waiting for my local to start.
Yoshi wins. Elite Smash.
Dude, TCG Pocket is ruining my life, man. Game is terrible. Look at my like. Oh, I'm not going. I'm just watching it. Thank you though. I haven't been going to my really stacked locals for a bit because of finals. I'm only playing Elite Smash, waiting for it to start so I can start studying and have like a small little watch party. Almost. I low-key don't have to sweat too hard on this final. I need a 65 for an A. Which, like, that's not bad. I would like the A, personally. But, like, it could be worse. It's like the only class I could probably get an A in this semester, though. One of my classes I thought I failed, I got a C, which is nice. Yeah, mine tomorrow is at 8. 8 to 11. Samesies. I'm gonna have to leave at like, I don't know. Like 6. Don't want to get there early. Oh, I could have just killed you, huh? You're just gonna run up B. That's too intellectual for him. Idea though. I wish any of Yoshi's moves had armor. He doesn't have a single move with armor. Kind of cringe. What? Bro, that literally should have hit it. Oh, me. Like I'm not tripping, bro. Definitely should have hit.
Three, two, one, go!
Alright, why did this falcon develop a brain? What? Alright, this falcon's moving diffy now. And he killed him. He gave his big bro the controller, man. You know when you can't beat a level? And you give big bro the controller, bro? What's going on? I got these dumbass spot dodges, bro. Why are we SDI in those? We were not SDI in those earlier. What? With punish forward smash? That's crazy. But he always jumps on ledge. Because Achilles heel. I think that up smash would have killed me. Like a low-key might, right? Oh my god, Yoshi sucks. Mage technique! Mage technique! Dude, this falcon's weird, man. The mage technique did not work. That shit was not cooking. Yoshi up smash weakest move ever, like high key. Yoshi's up smash should be as fast as Fox's up smash for how weak it is, unironically. What's good, GX? How you doing, man? Bruh, we'll see how different yours hits in 2 weeks, man. Right, no, 1 week, week and a half actually. Combo breaker. Yeah. going good, man. How are you? Just gonna be studying for finals at around 7 so that I could also study while the local's going on. Just the double dunk. Maybe I'm a fraud. And you're dead. What? You're Midman, you're meant to land with Nair. And roll in. Top 2 things that Midman always do. Oh, I'm dead if you switch to Ram. Oh, you're stupid. What am I studying? Digital electronics. Okay, it's just a fancy circuits course. I think I only hit him with Nair. I think that was literally like 6 Nairs in a row. What? Top 10 things I cannot do. Combo. Edge guard. Not choke. Oh my god. Wait, the choking is actually happening. Holy shit, I actually should have died. Like on the lowest of keys, I actually should have lost the game. Power arm go away. Can power arm go away? Oh, it's gone. Okay. Whoa. What? 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 What's that low profile? Really? 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 That low profiled? What? Dude, Yoshi's so bro. Oh, Dude, she freaking pancaked to the ground to move. How's that possible? That was the last one because Collision just went live. I could be a leech.
3, 2, 1, go!
Why is there so many Falcons? I agree. This guy disconnect. Ah. She, I guess, terrible. Dude, something about Falcon mains and just freaking jumping at all times from ledge. Gotta be stunned. What up here won't kill here. Probably not now that still. Oh, that would have been a good edge guard. That would have been a good edge guard. If he hit it. He didn't.
Elite Smash!
Man, this is too easy. I low-key wish I could have went out. Oh, fun is not fun. But Phantom's kind of. Doesn't start for another like 5 minutes. We'll wait a little bit more. Do one more. Some time. Good luck, Justin. Dude, why have I only fought Falcon and Minmin? What the hell?
One, go!
They're really weird. I wasn't confident in it. That one I was, and of course I don't get it that time. Why am I DIing down on that? Like, ever? Oh, we down smash. My fare just didn't come out. Up throw shouldn't kill, right? What? Why does Min Min have 2 kill throws and mechanic that powers her up when she gets a grab? And I'm at 56. I know why, because she costs money. That's why. But like, that's literally why.
The MM.
Yo! Thank you for the 100 bits. Ask. I appreciate it. The moon! Dude, I need like the moon sound effect. Brother. That's just egg. You're just camping under the platform and I have such a big deficit that it's hard to freaking do anything about it. And that's you getting spiked when I didn't want you to get spiked. Dude, it's just like I'm getting camped under plat. I'll rematch this guy because I'm tight, but they're good. Always get Rosalyn. If they don't rematch, you should watching time. Why Min Min Yoshi? Dora doesn't fight that many of them. He's only fought Fui like 3 times. And Fui low-key choked it like every time he plays it. Oh, Wi-Fi. That's a different freaking story. Which is probably like the 5th most common Wi-Fi character in Japan. Dude, I saw the Fui everything apparently. Dude, he took 2 games off of Yara with Samus, against Yara's Samus, proceeded to switch to Greninja, lose, and then switch, and then stay Greninja and win. I don't fucking know, man. She got 65th going solo Joker at freaking Kagaribi for some reason. I don't know what that brother's doing. He like sold doing that. That's crazy. And then like the next local he went to, he just went every single character possible, beat Yara, lost in the run back. I think he lost like game 1 with Yoshi and then tried like Joker and Falco, right? Is that what happened? Am I wrong? Or I don't know. Like why? One of like 4 people to win Yoshi Samus at a top level. Goes character he like rarely ever plays. Profit, I guess? Not really, he lost. That's still connected. What? Fui grind Smash Mate, but he only does it solo Yoshi. To my knowledge, at least. I know Ron will play other characters, but that's because like Ron like actually plays like Doc and Kirby in bracket. I know Mark has a Greninja. Did Eggroll just beat both punches? This was what? Yo, new tech? Oh well, run up grab didn't work. I still got the pickup somehow. Don't ask me. I don't know. You're doing that? Yeah, cause there's a little too many min-mins in Chile, right? Alright, it's 1-1 with this min-min. If I win, then it's a happy moment. If I win this, I win Combo Breaker. Bro, you know what's crazy? Like, I can win Combo Breaker because it's, like, not stacked. But my hardest person there to beat would be Gagai. Which sucks because I don't think I can beat Gagai right now. But, like, the plan for Combo Breaker is to hope someone can beat Gagai. And I don't think any of them can, is the thing. Like, I don't think Skits can beat Gagai. Like, maybe Ice Knight can beat Gagai, but Gagai plays Greninja. We'll probably beat him. Atada can't. Too much PK Chris experience. So like, it's just hope that he rolls Samus, I guess. I never have. I have taken 1 game from Gagai lifetime. Really bad. I don't want the bus to go. Top 10 worst people for me to fight in like all of bracket. I was talking with Mokumoku about his win on Dabuzz. I struggle with him a lot. Can like any of my like edge guards hit? Can any of my combos hit? Can any of my reads hit? You saw the turnaround with that too? Can any of my moves kill? Holy shit. Yeah, but combo breaker already capped. I mean, not capped, like reg ended. So if you didn't register, I think it was May 5th it ended. I saw Riddles is registered, but I don't know if he's actually going to like play Ultimate. Top 10 things that did not need to be added to Yoshi's kit. Number 1, egg roll. Number 2, freaking sour spot on down smash. It's so annoying. Well, the thing is that I think I could beat Riddles as well. Dude, NA is freaking dead, man. No Riddles, no Tweak, no Cola. It's never been more over. Yay, I cheesed. Guys, I earned that win. Neutral get up mind control. My favorite.
Elite Smash.
Alright. Watch it. Oh yeah. What was happening this summer? I still haven't watched the set. I'll watch it when I'm done with finals. Get the whole group to watch it type shit.
Rain.
Yeah, he's kind of letting Rain do so much of just, I'm gonna get in your face and I'm gonna start down tilting. I'm gonna start jabbing. I'm gonna land on
Because
you
Yoshi's
there
an
and
easy
not feel
character,
like I have to
Rosebloom.
I'm going to be punished all the time.
And anyone can play
And
that
to
guy.
Rain's benefit, they're doing a really good job of not over adapting. Like you, especially in a game like Smash or like any platform.
I need that VOD though,
there's
because
so many.
I need to figure out how
there's
to
so
beat
much variance
Sonic.
to every option. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
Wrath touched. That was
I'll finish
bad.
the thought in a little
Okay,
bit. But
yeah.
we're watching Rain put together a showcase on how to capitalize
And-
on proper
and
conditioning.
the
And
stuff.
as he finishes
And
off
the
with the down tilt up air, just the right percent window for that combo to connect. The biggest
Came at the perfect
takeaway that I
timing,
can
right?
See for Rain there is the fact that they didn't over adapt or change their game plan too dramatically once they saw what was working. And this may seem silly because, oh man, if something's working, why wouldn't you keep doing it? But in a game with so much variance like platform fighters, it can become really easy to expect your opponent to
Would've
change
made
up
the
your
difference
options,
real.
or at least change up how an option is being performed. Yet Rain fully understood that, hey, every time I was pressuring Little Count up on their ledge grab, either going for a 2-frame or looking for below it with like a down tilt or a down air, they would roll almost immediately after. I'm not going to deviate from this game plan, from this window of opportunity that I have, until I'm 100% sure that they have adapted to it by picking a different option or a different timing. And it continued to work. and throughout the rest of game 2.
Correct. I think if I were playing a
And
character,
there's no music. This
or a
shit's just mad
player, I
awkward.
would
Just the
say, whom
commentators
I knew
talking.
were better
So
than
funny.
me, I would not go for something as punishable as a lot of what Rain did. However, if I were playing someone whom I felt confident against, then I think that that's absolutely what I would do. You know, why if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of
I
didn't work out
mentality,
today
you know? But
'cause
if I
was
knew
studying.
that I had the advantage,
I'm
or
gonna
that I
do-
were the expected person to win, then I would absolutely go for things like that, especially in the way that Little Cow was often struggling or on his back foot in a lot of those situations. So it was a great game to get us started, honestly, though.
Yo,
Yeah,
wait, my
it's
son is playing on
been a great
stream.
Pearl, 'cause,
I
like,
have to
if
like
early in
actually
the
not
game,
study
you
for a
see a
sec.
little bit more of that back and forth, and you see
It
a
was
little
the
bit
mind
more
control or something.
of a different style coming out from Little Cow there, then yeah, absolutely, you can start to dig deeper into the levels. Try
Oh
and play
no,
the
it was
mind
the
games a
wage
little
gap.
bit. But what
Right,
Rain
was the
was so
wage
good
gap.
at is changing how they win neutral. There was a bunch of grab games coming out, switching it very liberally between Pyra and Mithra. But then when it came down to applying
I don't
an
know where I got
advantage state,
mind control
that was
from.
very, very consistent. And that consistency can be key in terms of just taking a set or taking a game or just winning one interaction, knowing that you can execute a
Oh
thing
yeah,
consistently
yeah.
is sometimes
Dude, you got a mind
just
control.
the difference between losing.
Dude, I
and
keep
winning.
telling you to do that, man.
Absolutely. So I think that
Yoshi can mind control opponents.
consistency
You don't
hopefully is
believe
going
me.
to be what
I'm telling you.
propels Rain to some later wins in bracket, although we'll have to check it out to see. So
He's got a rough pull.
actually,
He's got a rough pull. Sinister's a really good player, but also Aegis against Ryu/Ken is a really good matchup for Aegis.
We've interviewed me doing up to
typically,
5 times in a row and it
so
worked.
We'll have to see, but man, the talent here today for this Fusion 250 is some of the most in the soup, I guess, the type of talent. Because I mean, Mr. Thugs, Phantom, Delta Force, Kazi, Sinister, Haze, Fawn.
That's true.
GK,
Mind control does not
Beast,
work on
all of
dumb
them, I feel like,
people.
are around the same skill level. So it really is gonna be dependent on
That's
those
like
little
objectively
windows
true
and those
statement.
little consistencies, depending on who's gonna be able to make top 8 winner side or who's gonna, drown in pools.
right, absolutely. And yeah, exactly like you said, Sinister is an incredible player. It's going to be a difference between a PR player versus someone who is
Guys,
not
I
PR,
DM
such as
Tweak
Rain.
saying that
But looking at
he
bracket,
inspired us
actually,
all
it
from
looks like the
Jersey,
next
and
players that we have on stream are going to
thank
be
you for
Yellow
everything he's
Salami
done.
versus
And he
Mimic.
immediately responded to me,
Mimic, I
like rooting for
believe,
y'all. Let's
is
go,
a
man.
Kazuya main,
I'm gonna
or at
miss
least a dual
Tweak.
main.
The small era of him
yes.
returning to locals,
So, here's
returning to the
Yellow
monthlies and
Haze,
stuff. I really do appreciate that. He was always a good person to talk to.
Kazuya, then definitely he's going to be going Luigi. And typically, I think Yellow has been going Luigi more as of late, like leading Luigi and then having the Fox as a background, as a secondary or a co-main. But I mean, I can't. Oh, okay, we're getting someone. We're getting a different set. Different set.
Different. Okay, never mind. Okay, so
that set
American
is
Weeaboo-
cute. So we will see that a little bit later.
Dude,
But American
NA
Weeaboo and Eminem
losing
are on the stage.
two of our heavy hitters kind of
Alright,
sucks.
so this is actually pretty.
He won
interesting.
Kagaribi,
I did recently commentate a
actually,
set
no, there was
for
no world where he
American
won
Weeaboo
Kagaribi.
back during Scarlet Classic.
I don't think he
It's
beats
not
Anin
for
twice. I
bracket,
heard he got
it's
reverse 3
for
by Anin,
the,
but I don't think he
for
could
the
beat
crew
them
battles,
twice.
actually. But it's
They were
going to be
playing really
interesting
hot.
to see him here yet again versus
Like
Eminem.
Sonic's got 3-0. That was bad.
I believe when I watched American Weeaboo before they went Incineroar.
Oh,
but
you're talking
we'll see
Kagaribi,
if-
not
we'll see if they
Kowloon.
mix
I
it
mean,
up
he
today.
got 4th at both of them, right?
Yeah, I know M&I is classic and
forgot.
Ike, classically and Ike playing. Ike
I heard
playing,
he
but
didn't he also get reverse 3 by
Classic Rain's
Akala?
kind of in this experimentation
Or am I
type
wrong?
phase in when it comes to Smash Ultimate and its current
Exactly.
landscape
So-
and metagame.
Now that's
People
that's a
wanna play
tournament where if he beat Akala,
when,
he won.
but
Because
seeing both players lock in their
he
characters
definitely
Round
beats
2, we are officially
Raru
now Winner of
And
this
he
will
definitely
play
beats.
presumably the top seed.
And Doramigi
Phantom
definitely beats
here
Aquila.
tonight. So,
In my
got a lot
opinion.
going on for 16
Dora's
and
been
17
freaking
ranked
humbling
teams
people.
down below. Greninja and Ike locked in and ready to go.
Dude, if you're not 16 and already good at
Alrighty,
Smash,
So it looks like American
give up,
Weeaboo
man.
is going with a different.
There's no
Pokemon
point in trying.
play, but it's definitely going to be an explosive match versus Ike. Ike being a significantly slower character, and
Dude,
that's
they
what
gotta stop
places him at the
underseeding my
bottom of a
boy
lot
American
of tier lists.
Weeaboo,
However,
man.
with a character
What's
such
going
as,
on?
Greninja, he has a lot of super precise inputs if you want to be able to follow through with a lot of the combos.
Jeez, he
or
kinda
his
makes-
ladder combos,
Oh,
for instance,
Bloopy!
for which he is most
He would
known
follow.
as a good way for him to rack up damage. But it looks like these two are just playing in neutral right now, getting started. Of course, American Weeaboo.
Yo, thank you for the sub,
here,
goat.
But with
Thank you
a
for the
character
sub.
like Ike, you don't really need
Frame
such
one
large
sub,
combos
that's
in order
goat.
to make up damage. You can just get a couple of hits and then take that to even percentages.
Get him blocked now.
This matchup in general.
Dude, that's my favorite
going to come down
emote,
to
bro. I can't
raw
stop.
specific
It's so
plays
funny.
and
It's so
little
funny.
differences
It's the
like
funniest shit ever,
jump
bro.
forward versus a neutral jump on a nair for M&I could be the difference.
Dude,
in
I
taking a
so
stock,
so
losing stock,
Collision they do
off of
face
American Weeaboo,
faces
you
for
have
top
to start
8s instead of
playing these,
character renders.
especially at 144%,
because,
you have to
Nintendo.
start playing this, like, straight commitment game, which is
Yeah, it's
way harder
Fusion.
to do.
So
because
I
it's
tried to
exactly
submit
that.
me doing that
You just
emote and they said
primary,
no. I was like,
killing
fuck,
aerial
man,
forward air
please. And they're
is
like, no.
really
I was
easy
like,
to see,
oh,
react to,
so
and
lame.
even parry on reaction, and that's able to get M&I the first stock. Not too far because of
Okay, what is my son doing? This is one of my main students right here, Ploopy. He goes he's from Rutgers.
But if you're not able to find the early,
I'm rooting for him, and then I'm gonna return to late study sesh.
Bevy of nairs in order to keep this game just as even as
Yeah, the grand.
Check out the spacing from M&I retreating and then holding the ground in order to find the grab.
What
Nice
emote?
stuff from M&I thus far.
Absolutely great stuff
Ah.
from M&I, the way that he has been able to manage his spacing.
Yeah, the
just
grand.
as you were saying earlier, spacing being such a pivotal point of this gameplay, especially for a character such as Ike versus Greninja. And it's going to be awesome to see the way that American Weeaboo maybe further adapts in order to take more advantages. However, it looks like
Let's
these
go,
two
Rekko.
are still being generally pretty respectful of each other's spacing, knowing what the other character is capable of, and finding their proper openings. It looks like definitely not a spot where you want to be if you are off stage.
Okay,
versus
log
Ike,
in,
because
Carl.
you need
What's
to have
going
your shot
on?
taken at center stage.
Yeah, huge back air pickup. And M&I on the board with a couple of just solid callouts, right? It was the parry
Yo,
on the
calm
the
on
first
him.
time, it was the jump
Oh.
out of shield. The second time, having it really locked in on specific types of movement and offense that American Weeaboo wants to put in, and just purely taking advantage of Ike's main calling card. That stray hit kill power can be the difference in how you play out games, regardless of how it shapes up on paper. A nice block string, though. If you're not parrying that forward air, you don't get a punish. So American Weeaboo completes the block string, confirms off
Nice.
that down tilt
Yes.
again, and now gets a
Damage.
chance to try and even up this
Nice.
game. The damage
Nice.
has been aplenty, especially with
Thank
these
you.
handicaps,
Yes.
up tilts, the dash attack,
Yes.
confirming into a couple up airs.
Nice.
But
Yes.
damage is one thing, taking stocks early is another, and so far American Weeaboo has been behind on both stocks of this game, yet leading the percent.
Please just wait for him to nair.
Absolutely. I
Ike
think
has
that,
one move.
I definitely think that M&I has been doing a good job of recovering.
Judgment to
sort of
Mario? I got
more
no
than I
idea
would
who that is,
expect.
bro.
It's definitely not a good idea to recover higher versus a character such as Greninja. Who
Please,
has such a strong
please.
up air
No, you're
game.
dead.
But it's partially maybe why I haven't seen American Weeaboo utilize.
Oh, you're dead.
Utilize any sort of edge guarding maneuvers. But that is going to be the first.
Listen, we
game
talk more about like
going
concepts in the
to
game
M&I.
than Greninja
I
stuff.
100% agree why M&I isn't like pressuring ledge.
But
or
yeah,
even
oh
just,
my
like,
word,
pressuring
bro.
off stage. Like typically drop zone fair can be a really solid like last stock type of opportunity you go for, especially because Greninja's Hydro Pump and for even Shadow Sneak don't really have good ways to dissuade people from edge guarding him, it's mostly just based on his movement and jump height being so
The
good.
concept of an
But
optimal
it's
punish.
not worth it as Ike. because if
Bro,
you miss,
yo, your
suddenly
optimal punish
your
is always into the
ether
same
and
move,
quick
man.
draw are both susceptible to hydro pump as
Let him
well as
rock, let him
water
cook.
shuriken and a
You don't
million other
believe.
things
You
to
don't
stop him
believe.
from recovering and
You don't see the
a million ways to
vision.
take chip damage. So instead, trying to play the timing game and trying to play the spacing game against a character who has to put his body at risk.
Dude, we had
if he's going
5
to
moves.
attack you, is
And it's-
always going to be the benefit. Cheeky round
I said
cut,
we.
sure,
I said we.
control
I said
on the
we.
platform.
I said we.
See how
You
it
heard the
goes.
we come out. You heard the we.
25%, not
You heard the
too bad
we.
whatsoever, especially since it's a simple 2-piece. Gonna get you right back in this game. Trying to hold.
Bro,
second,
seeing Greninja in his own tier
trying to
had
cut
me
down
crying for the
everyone
easiest
with
character in the game.
Now, actually,
I was
so
at
despite
low-key on my
that
ass.
American Weeaboo was able to
Get up
fight
attack.
first
Thank
Gemini,
you,
I did
thank you,
appreciate to
thank
see
you, Carl.
Gemini coming out swinging that very first second of the game.
Yeah, I
and
meant
that's
Game
not
& Watch,
something
my
that you
bad,
typically see from a slower character. However,
That shit
it
was
is a
so
good way
funny.
to set your opponent on edge and sort of
Dude,
rack up some damage.
most characters were
as
deemed like
Gemini is
somewhat
demonstrating.
difficult. And then there was Bowser,
Like,
and then
okay, you know what?
Game
I'm
&
just about to say
Watch.
it. Literally, the words were on my tongue. I want to see these Greninja back airs.
I think Bowser's
So
easier
much
than Game &
from
Watch.
American Weeaboo,
Just
like,
'cause,
air confirms and trying to set up for forward airs and trying to set up for up airs, but
Like, Game & Watch is
the
light.
way to beat characters like
But sometimes you have to be
or
somewhat
any
careful.
character that is pretty that's kind of a walking target in midair, especially with how fast Greninja can be, is back air. Greninja back air is such a powerful confirm tool that you can confirm into just off of just about anything, and the fact that it's now on the arsenal and it's a whole lot quicker, it changes the timings
What?
on some of the parries that we've been seeing M&I try to put out.
Like, top 5
But
easiest, I would say is
all the same,
Bowser,
that forward tilt, 98% still
Min Min?
a hefty lead for American Weeaboo, but M&I can bring
I don't
it
know,
back with
'cause,
a
like,
couple swings, confirm
you
it,
gotta,
bears
you have to
big,
play, like,
the doesn't commit
not
time,
Smash.
the juggle
I think if
instead
a
of trying
character
to play
doesn't
safe
play
as
Smash,
possible and getting back to center.
then it's harder. Like, Game &
Absolutely.
Watch plays
Well, I think you
Smash.
were right on the money right there about,
She's just playing, like,
American Weeaboo's biggest, or one of his
like,
biggest
racist
tools in his
Smash.
arsenal being back
You
air.
know?
It's not something that we were seeing before, but I do really
Like, Min Min
appreciate
is not
the
playing Smash,
adaptation
she's playing
now from
ARMS.
American
So
Weeaboo
that makes her
into
automatically a little bit
compared to
harder.
Game 1, where he seemed a lot more passive compared to M&I, who was going for the oh, but that Shadow Sneak could have been something special. Unfortunately, American Weeaboo is going to lose the stock for that.
Okay, did he throw? Quick, vote now on your phones.
Bro, are we really about it? Are we really getting on me for saying
a huge risk and it
Frickin'
did not pay off.
Game & Watch
Like, it's
isn't
nowhere near
is racist? Game & Watch is definitely racist, bro.
points.
Like,
You do have to start
I'm not.
working
That's not a
things
hot
out
take. I
to make it
feel.
like an even game. M&I trying to take advantage of some of the momentum a little bit, but no dice. Finds the quick draw though. We're seeing rising nairs, rising fares. Looks for the grab, no dice. Oh, it's getting spooky though, bro, because M&I
That's good,
is
Glob.
swinging for the fences.
Where
and
the
American
goat is
Weeaboo
getting
kind
cooked
of a
right now.
match, but
Oh, but it looks like American Weeaboo is able to
He,
send M&I
SD'd at
off stage
30.
exactly where he wants him. Not able to do something about it though, as M&I is finding these aggressive options against American Weeaboo and evening up the percentage. It is not looking
That
good.
hit-
And there is
It
not
is
the same
massive
just
Goro
yet.
Carl,
However,
bro.
M&I wanting to find it, finding himself in disadvantage though. American Weeaboo
Nice.
finding
Never
his
mind.
aggressive option and bringing.
I
it
thought
down to
M&I had 2
3-3.
stocks. Am I
What a
crazy?
comeback from such a
I thought he had 2
situation.
stocks.
oh man, he almost threw. If you voted 2 on your phones now for not throwing, you do win. Because holy, he was able to clutch that out in just the nick of time of finding that same type, that same confirm for a few times in games 1 and 2. Just you see M&I holding shield in the corner, you go in with a forward air.
Thank you, thank you.
Down
See,
to a
yo,
hazard,
that too,
so
bro.
safe.
He's on, bro.
And
Game &
M&I
Watch is the
trying to
oldest
keep
character
carries
on the
forward
roster.
airs to try and find the big
I give you
punch,
free
try and
money.
find
Thank you
the
for
big
free
punch
money.
out of the corner. As good as that option is, if you miss, you
Dude,
do
wait, I
leave
completely
yourself open
forgot
to just
about that
any
fact.
starter, and Greninja down tilt's a pretty good
Yo, we should make a list of like who would actually be
However, we
racist
have
in Smash Bros.
We are starting right now on
Like-
Hollow Bastion.
Like there's like
It looks
canonical
like these two
races,
are
like
still
Sephiroth,
not going to be the
Ganondorf.
aggressive options that we
right?
saw
That's
in
canon.
Game 1. This is the
Right?
being game 3. Of course, they have
Carl,
to
that
be
was free, man.
extremely careful right now with how they play. However, it
Number one
looks
is
like
Falco?
MNI is going to be the
What
one
did
who's
Falco
going
do to
find
you?
Some early stray hits.
Or is that like actual canon?
He wants to get the hydro pump edge guard where you just push
Oh, no
right a
jump,
little
please.
too
Hydro
far.
pump.
It's a good setup, especially if you see M&I go for any of these high ethers. Oh, and an excellent air dodge read.
Pac-Man is also
Moves
Onk.
down, gets the grab, just going for down.
Wait, yeah. You're right, we should stop. We should stop. They made up in the end. They made up in the end.
That he was in at the start of game
This guy's
2.
Falco as Republican Bayonetta.
Swarming level of
That's bad
horizontal
funny.
traps that now leads M&I to try and avoid.
Oh my
that
God,
DI
bro.
stage, which gets you those easier
Use
upgrades.
Hydro Pump.
Nice little blend of offense.
Why does Hydro Pump do
And
no
something that
damage?
I especially love to
Like-
see is when a
like,
player is able to
why is-
transfer some of that energy that they have.
Like, do
from
you
the
guys ever think
past
like
match, the good
Water
energy,
Gun
I
is
mean,
the weakest
and being able
water
to bring
move,
it
so
into
like it
the
being a
last
win box
game.
makes
So to see
sense.
the clutch up
But
from
Hydro Pump
American
is
Vision
the
right now is excellent.
The second strongest water attack in the
100%,
game,
100% agree.
and that shit just like blows you away. Like what?
Of- From game 1 or game 2 to game 3 especially, and just have that positive momentum going.
That comic is
Whether
crazy,
you earn or
bro.
not, like that is instrumental. to
Canonical
finding
racism,
that-
bro.
Finding that solid game state in your gameplay and allowing it to speak for itself wholesale. Because now you're not thinking about which version you should cover, which option you should cover. You're just kind of operating on that level of instinct. And at 144%,
A pig in a derogatory way.
just pressing the forward air and the back air button, hoping that something connects. But hey, any damage at this point is good damage in order to set up for an up or forward throw kill throw, or just like any stray hit.
Exactly. I do think that the aggressiveness that we saw from
Like,
Eminem
he's finally figured out win boxes.
is not serving him so well here as American.
I guess
Vision
Falco
has
is racist.
significantly improved his spacing in order to find his own openings, utilizing some of the best tools that Greninja has at his disposal.
I need an up throw,
able to
Carl.
make it back to
I
life,
need
and
an up
now
throw
Eminem is
now.
Still able to find some of his damage, but knowing that he is in. Oh man! But that up air is going to take yet another stock right now for MNI.
I need an up throw this instant, Carl.
I'm sorry, man.
Or an air.
Gonna have to find a lead again, but going to take it with that nair actually.
Yeah, that was the perfect.
Oh my
time to
gosh.
actually super late hit nair confirming it.
I'm gonna
up
get
at
food after
maximum
this.
Rage, and now at 46%.
I need to eat
Gemini
dinner. I need
Kind
dinner.
of showcasing that hey, if American Weebloo's gonna try and like move
I don't know
everything
what
around
food,
and hunt
though.
for stray hits, I'm just gonna cover that
Carl,
space with
please.
hitboxes and
Nice.
force him to interact with it.
I don't know, cause my brother.
Up
So I made meal
up air,
prep.
nothing crazy, starting to chip away with back airs and
Um,
but importantly for M&I,
but
as
my
soon as he
brother
gets to retreat
ate
from
the
it, he
meat
knows that
in the
American
meal
Weebloo is
prep.
trying to
Oh,
cut
he's
him
dead.
down, and he can cover
Oh, he's
that
not dead.
space with a giant.
So like,
Look at
and he
these jump
didn't cook
again,
any
almost
more
finding the
meat.
pickup off the down tilt.
Like he didn't even eat the
Absolutely.
rice or the
Here's
veggies.
American Weeaboo
Just
finding anything that
just
he
the steak and the
possibly can, but
chicken.
knowing that he is at a dangerous percentage to be at versus a character.
All right, bro,
such
don't do
as
that. Don't do
Ike,
that.
MNI finding himself off
Not
stage,
what we're
not going to
looking
be
for right
susceptible
now.
to the edge guard today. However, American Weeaboo is going to do his best to find his openings, make his money from this.
Nice, no jump, no jump.
American Weeaboo sending him yet again
Good,
off
safe.
stage.
Stay safe,
but
stay
MNI
safe.
Able to come back, utilizing the up
Safety,
right
my
there to
son.
stall for some time
Safety.
and creating a giant hitbox
Don't die, don't die,
for
don't die, don't
American
die.
Weeaboo to avoid. I was looking for the punish.
Nice.
I'm
Please.
looking for any like meaningful hit, and that forward air certainly is one. Not gonna close out the stock, but American Weebloo is fiending for these jump callouts. We're seeing rising
Yes!
stairs, rising nairs, and the falling nair mix-up finds its mark.
Yes.
Maybe a missed parry, maybe a miss input. All the
Yes!
same, the shield was dropped, and
My son.
American Weebloo found that
Son.
nair and found the win just in the nick of time. Man, those were 3 tight games.
They
That was
were,
tight.
Absolutely.
That was
Well, and
tight.
you can see here
Yeah.
MNI shaking his head in maybe not
was
disbelief, but definitely you can see
Hey,
the face of people who had a good game and who enjoyed it. But definitely not a fun way to go out like that after 3 games. However, it was great to see the adaptations from American Weeaboo, especially M&I as well, but American Weeaboo, I think, was able to best utilize his character's tools at his disposal. Some of what I think it was,
I'm gonna grab
was,
some grub. Right back.
just
Hello, Opera
knowledge
GX
of
user.
what
Yeah.
his character is able to do, and of course,
I
when
like
you're a
I like how
character
when
such
you
as
type
Ike,
and make
you
a
do have
noise.
to rely on those stray
I'm
hits in order
I'm
to
a
rack up damage.
scavenge for
versus
some food.
American
What's good, Yoshi?
Weeaboo
Awesome.
was
Don't go
significantly
anywhere.
better game
I'll be
3
back.
compared to even game 2 and game 1 with his
There we go.
punish game. So it was amazing to see, actually.
Yeah, but all the same, I really feel like M&I played a better neutral when it came to specifically the type of neutral that you see played across all fighting games. Like, oh, I'm managing my space, I'm trying to play out of the corner with patience, I'm trying to maintain my zones, like jump backs, overshoots, poking. All of that seemed to really favor M&I, but where American Weeaboo really found the difference was in those extra the extra utility of the character having those extra tools, having the insane jump height, having those frame traps and air dodge traps online, knowing where to poke out in specifically when it comes to like back air off stage, or even just simply threaten the idea of hydro pump edge guards, making M&I not be able to feel comfortable playing off stage in a way that he would normally. Like, those types of changes can make a huge difference, and whether those be knowledge checks or just simply like execution and flexing your own ability to play your character and having a character with a lot more brevity of options like that, it transformed how M&I and American Weeaboo had to play around each other, and the Frog found its victory in the end.
You're absolutely correct. I do think that M&I played an excellent game, especially his neutral was very on point. However, I do think maybe at the end of the day, it was sort of a testament to the tools of both characters, and I think you could definitely see why a character such as Ike is placed so low on a lot of matchup charts, unfortunately. A character like Greninja is not an easy character to operate, and Ike definitely isn't either, especially when you find yourself in disadvantage so much of the time versus many of the cast. However, it was just unfortunate to see that sometimes even if you are playing an excellent game, your opponent can just be better, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, and it was a tight game to the very end, but if you run that match 10 more times, I'm sure it might be split 50-50, who knows. We all the same in this version of this Fusion 250 in this universe. It's American Weeaboo walking with it 2-1 rather, to play against Phantom in the next round. Meanwhile, we go to the match we alluded to a little bit earlier, which is going to be Mimic up against Yellow. Mimic, as mentioned, is on Vikasia, and Yellow.
This one time, my boss calls me in the middle of a battle and is all,
Wah, wah, wah. Where are you?
I told you I was under the weather! Respawn by Razor, get lost in the game.
New Tic Tac Chewy isn't what you expect. A candy with layers of fruity flavor and a hard outer shell. That's soft on the inside.
That's what I want.
Tic Tac Chewy, soft on the inside.
Todos tenemos momentos tan importantes que no podemos perdérnoslos. Las estaciones Exxon y Mobil están aquí para impulsarlos, así que carga combustible y disfruta de estos momentos. Ahí estaremos contigo todos los días en cada kilómetro. Sigue adelante con las gasolineras Exxon y Mobil.
Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
We asked people who said they've had Domino's stuffed crust pizza before to compare it to our new stuffed crust.
That's better than the one they have currently.
Only Domino's has never had stuffed crust before.
Are you serious?
Until now. Introducing Domino's new and first ever stuffed crust pizza. Try one for the first time tonight.
This is phenomenal.
For sure, although I think that some of the characters in the Pokemon trainer arsenal are also very good brawlers that can sort of punish that out. I think, oh, but the Charizard switch, excellent choice right there from Mimic, able to take that stock pretty quickly, switching back to the Ivysaur in order to sort of challenge some of Yellow Salami's options right now with Luigi.
Yeah, sticking away from the Squirtle, it makes a ton of sense. You don't want to play a very light, scrappier character. What you want is to keep Luigi as far away from you as possible, and Ivysaur does that absolutely the best.
For sure, I think it's a character such as Ivysaur has so many more options. But getting Luigi to these higher percentages, that is going to be a character such as Charizard, who is going to go for that. Finding himself getting grabbed, however, oh, and then the Cyclone not going to take the stock just yet. Able to recover back to stage, but finding himself in shield, and that is going to spell the end of Mimic's stock.
Yeah, Yellow was perfectly content to be grabbed there. Like, absolutely did not care about taking a Charizard grab at 90-some%. Was expecting Mimic to go for a call out, and he absolutely did with the up smash, getting up smash for his troubles. And now, I mean, the game's even. Rage can throw off Luigi's combos just a little bit, but honestly, it might not matter against the proper opponent with the proper combo tree, and that's what Yellow is looking for. He's distinctly not throwing fireballs in order to force Ivysaur out of any percent windows or percent ranges. And thus, Mimic is playing off these platforms, as you should be, almost getting the call out on the switch, but it stalls him in midair.
Precisely, and now Yellow Salami still playing the heavier character and finding himself at a percentage to be grabbed, however, able to make it out of a potentially dangerous combo. Finding himself avoiding the fairs. I like his usage of his spacing in order to avoid, or not the fairs, rather, the Zairs. Oh, but that was an excellent upbeat call out right there from Yellow Salami.
Got the fly online. Mimic doing a solid job of keeping things intact thus far. Holding a lead matters like so much against characters like Luigi, because as soon as this stock drops, you are back on thin ice. Oh, the Nair missing the super jump punch. That's crazy.
I think
that would have
that
evened the game up.
Oh man, I mean, that's unfortunate to see for someone like Yellow Salami. However, Mimic, I think, made the proper choice to switch characters there, and that may have been what upset the rhythm of Yellow Salami. Yellow Salami finding himself off stage right now versus Mimic's Charizard, able to make it back. However, the Charizard just going for whatever he possibly can, looking for his nairs, but not able to make much off of it. But finding himself on the upper platforms in order to avoid a lot of the spacing Zairs from Yellow Salami.
Yeah, that's
all right. Yeah, that's stock.
Yeah, it's hard to play platforms at 145 because Luigi back air is still a very, very solid button, even if it's the only one that could potentially take you out from center stage. He wanted to land, got grabbed for it though. It happens, and at 97%, you've done the job already. All you need is that air dodge, and Luigi in midair, a sitting duck, because you're playing, granted, a three-way mix-up, but two of those options are still covered by exactly the same thing, which Mimic showed off there: patience. Luigi in those mid-air, like juggle scenarios, can either play dangerously offensive with a Cyclone or a Nair, air dodge, or just do nothing and try to land. And two of those three of those options are beaten by playing patient and anticipating the reaction, especially since the jump was already burned. Easy enough stuff there for Mimic, and enough to switch over to the Fox for game number 2. Makes a ton of sense here. Fox does a whole lot better at attacking all three Pokemon where they are their weakest, which is not only in their general airspeed, but also their ledge play. It's really hard for all three Pokemon to make it off the ledge, and Fox is ready, able, and willing to find a dash attack or grab or nair or anything in between. And if you commit to anything in the wrong spacing or wrong timing, that's an up smash, and that's instantly a lead for Yellow.
Absolutely. Now, I think where Mimic is going to want to sort of combat some of the strengths of Fox is definitely going to be in edge guarding. However, that's not going to be easy right there for Mimic when he is the one in disadvantage. However, he needs to be able to get Yellow Salami off stage in order to find these options in order to edge guard
He's been okay.
Fox's
Nothing crazy.
pretty readable recovery.
Got me some food.
Oh, but that side B, I don't exactly know if that was the... Looks like not the read that he wanted. However, that up air going to take a stock now. Just about
Got some
almost evening things up right now for Mimic.
a lamb steak salad with some parmesan in it.
And those early stocks need to be ready and able to be there for Mimic if he's going to be trying to take this game off the Fox, because the amount of swarming that Fox can do is devastating. Vortex is certainly real, but Yellow not far behind. That grab was pretty clutch, but a little bit too low percent to get any of the Charizard shenanigans off a back throw. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah. Unfortunate to lose your stock like that at center stage, especially when playing such an ultra heavy character such as Charizard, but it happens when you're playing a character such as Fox,
Yo,
who just
what
has...
was I bet
Whoa.
cooking, dude?
Okay. Alrighty.
What an up air. What a call out from Mimic. You know, where does MBS find these people? Correction, how does MBS make these people? Because they are like
Yo, MBS mentioned.
One of the
Let's go.
biggest in New Jersey, and somehow they just keep finding ways to put to make players really, really solid. And hey, an Ivy up air to instantly even up the game, and then locking in on Squirtle, so nice switch in order to get out, but you're still in a rough spot.
You know we gotta talk
Game's
about
not
that.
a fighting chance, but needs to find his way onto the ground if he wants to take this game from being a lost cause to an
Guys, look at Justin saying that he was going to bed.
Absolutely.
He was on the stream earlier. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed.
Is going to be the name of
Look at him in
Game
this chat.
2
Frickin'
from
bum.
Yellow Salami. I do think that the Fox was a very solid option. However, I think we were seeing some shadows of Mimic finding
was onto
some
something.
different adaptations for the character, and it's going to be exciting to see what he carries over into Game 3.
Bro, so they gotta take some notes,
still
man.
locking in the Pokemon
Jesus.
trainer. I learned from chat that I just pulled up. So hi chat, I see you. The Mimic does not play Kazuya. So
Oh,
our
that must
fault.
have been another Mimic.
different Mimic. All the same.
Alright.
It's okay.
That was a
We're-
crazy
We're
up
locking
air.
on the PT, which is perfectly fine for Yellow because we're locking in the Fox under the guise with the.
I'd be
absolute
surprised if Yellow
guys,
loses this.
but knowing that he has a lot of matchup experience, he comes from PA.
Not because Mimic is bad
Philly has the
or
best,
anything.
PT
There's just got
in Tri-State representing there in Beast.
Yellow's played with
So,
Joel
plenty of matchup
for 4 years
experience, but
straight.
That doesn't mean that Mimic can't offer a little bit of a different wrinkle, and the proficiency at which Mimic plays Ivysaur specifically is certainly notable.
For sure, and I think you can see that right now in the way that Mimic is demonstrating his dominance, able to lose some of his get some damage right now. However, Mimic finding himself on the ground yet again right now as Charizard, looking for his openings, but Yellow Salami going to utilize Fox's quick
Like,
advantage,
genuinely, I want to know what
able
I
to
bet was
get so
thinking
much
in that
damage
moment.
right now.
Okay, what are we
Oh,
doing?
Going for the up B call out of his life and not getting it. Yellow Salami, I know, is probably counting his lucky stars. Definitely not.
Oh,
super
side
lucky
B.
to be-
Does it
Oh,
doesn't
man, okay.
it doesn't shift
there
your
was the
momentum.
stock right there. That punished or that unpunished up B didn't really matter.
All right,
Turns out.
This has been an insane Charizard. That's surviving that back air because Fox doesn't have enough rage. But we're watching this Charizard go for a lot of empty landings, prioritize a grab game first and foremost, and just be generally sticky. Like, there's not really any... It doesn't seem like there's a goal for Mimic to try and play like a landing nair game or landing fair game with the Charizard.
Guys,
trying
be
to
safe.
outspace. It's purely built on, like, I'm playing Charizard to go for a big finisher and nothing else, and then worry about the damage and the game state with the other two Pokemon. Squirtle kind of getting comboed to oblivion, but the Ivysaur quick switch in now has to try and get off
Oh, down
ledge.
smash?
As I was said at the very start of the game number 2, Pokemon trainer at ledge against Fox is a problem.
it is definitely interesting to see the way that Mimic is able to utilize actually the big heavy character versus Fox in order to challenge most of.
We're like
those
doing
along his
anything. What are
options.
these flies?
And that's not something that I would typically expect to see going for the heavy versus the tiny character, especially a tiny character who is so much faster than Charizard. But
That was a
it's
great
like,
switch.
Oh, okay, that
That was an
switch there
even
was
better
pretty
switch.
Important right there from Mimic, getting the Charizard. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep.
And
that, yeah.
that Mimic's Charizard is looking for finishers. If you see the Charizard here, he's looking for finishers, and he's confident in holding shield. An important step in learning the Fox.
Yellow's
method.
nervous.
Fox beats
He's
shield
greedy.
In a lot of ways, not by grabbing you, really. You never have to be afraid of Fox.
Oh, that was a
grabbing
call out.
you at
That
any
was a
moment,
super
though
call
the
out.
Fox has to do so, the up air finding its mark because of the displacement from other ways to beat shield, which is just by pure shield pressure.
This would be a
Now,
feels bad
Squirtle's
choke.
not really in a position for Squirtle
Definitely
to
would be a
super
feels bad
successful since
choke.
you're out of the low percent.
'Cause this would be a really good
But
win for Mimic.
Squirtle has a lot of utility in a lot of other ways. Oh no, the Shine Spike, but gets connected, has to switch over to Charizard.
Oh my
Can't make it back.
God,
Both players make it
lives?
back, and that was a ton of damage for Yellow. I appreciate the Gambit. Oh, but oh man, was it
These
dangerous.
flies are crazy.
Speaking of
They're never
Gambit,
getting
we are just
punished.
letting these, so we're letting raw DPs rip here, Pearl.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the two
Oh, that's
upbeats that
dead.
we've seen so far, however,
Oh my God.
Oh, but that is going to
Wow.
be the game right there for Mimic.
I thought the Shine Spike was really
wonderful
it.
to see someone who is going to continuously go for those risky options.
Wow.
I think it is especially beneficial for
MBS dub.
an opponent who may not expect the riskier options to be made, especially if they were not always successful. However, it is not the times that it doesn't work that matter. It is the times that they do work that matter. So hats off right there to Mimic. I think that that is probably one of the best advantage states that I've seen from a Charizard, maybe ever.
That's probably. I think that's
It was
Mimic's
definitely
first PR
way
win.
more patient of a Charizard advantage state than I've seen in a while, and it was heavily beneficial against Fox. I mean, the kind of idea that Fox needs to make a call out at some point, especially off of some at those mid to late percent.
Loopy, that's
attacks,
gore,
so
right?
mid to
That's gore
mid
for
to
you?
late percent, like rising aerials.
I don't know if
Sometimes
Loopy's still in
Fox needs
chat.
to make a big call out. So since Mimic was absolutely representing the Hail Mary option repeatedly without fear, no questions asked, that's really scary for Fox to press into, especially at those high percents, especially at those extreme percents even. So the fact that Mimic was able to represent the Hail Marys, that let him play, and that let him get to the ground a lot more seamlessly and with a lot less interruption than previously able, and other Charizards might
That's
not
not
be able
what's
to
up,
if you're
bro.
not willing to represent
hold up.
those options. And thus
Justin.
you can get to the ground, and then you can get your
It
shield
was
up, and
so
then
much
your
worse
shield
than
up,
this.
Then you can start representing the
Kobe
Hail
knows
Marys
what it
again.
used to
And
look
it's
like, bro.
just made it
was
seemingly made
bad.
Yellow afraid to press into.
It used to be so bad. This is nothing.
That's 155
Like,
for the night.
genuinely.
How? I paid 250.
Trivago.
But what if I always use my loyalty rate?
It's on Trivago. Well, I always book directly with the hotel.
That's on there too.
Trivago compares hotel prices from
Bro,
hundreds of
it
sites,
used to be the most
saving up to
randomest
40%.
lumbo jumbo stuff on here, man.
Do I really have to say it again?
Hotel?
Justin, did you see Mimic get his first PR win?
State Farm is there to support you. You can beat Bake Wars.
Time to unite the Muffinverse and take down the Crumb Crew.
Mm-hmm. I gotta download a patch.
3 minutes of ads.
Game better with new salted caramel Butterfinger.
Yeah, guys, if you actually want to avoid ads, you should be sure to subscribe to the Twitch or become a member on YouTube. You know, YouTube actually, it only costs $2.99 to become a member. What? $2.99? That's so cheap. Oh, on Twitch, if you also want to do for free money, if you have Amazon Prime, link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime. Oh, helps out the channel. Thank you very much. Brother, you subscribe? Yo, shut up, bro.
New Tic Tac Chewy isn't what you expect. A A candy with layers
I think I
of
used my
flavor
Twitch Prime
and a
on
hard outer
Wizzy.
shell that's soft on the inside. Tic Tac Chewy, soft on the inside.
Hey Google, turn it up.
The all-new Acura ADX with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system, crafted to match your energy.
Me away!
Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Todos tenemos momentos tan importantes que no podemos
In general,
perdérnoslos. Momentos que son
I usually use
pequeñas
my Twitch Prime
aventuras
on Wizzy.
por los cuales vale la pena hacer una parada más.
Because
Las
all of my
estaciones
friends don't
Sexy
stream
Móvil
anymore.
Están aquí para impulsar
So I
todos
cancel
esos
my
momentos.
subs to them.
Nuestros productos premium, nuestra tecnología líder en la industria y nuestro amable servicio te ayudan.
Blast, what are they saying, bro?
Así que adelante, disfruta ese momento perfecto. Ahí
They're
estaremos
saying,
contigo todos los días.
what are they
en
saying?
cada
I don't.
kilómetro. Sigue adelante. Carga combustible en gasolineras.
They're saying we like gas,
Rare
right?
Shulk
Is that what's happening?
And you know what? In typical knowledge, like
They're saying gas
can
stations are
sometimes
good.
struggle with characters that have really big disjoints and really safe mid-range poking to try and harass both blocks and crafting table and just every little bit of space that Steve generally likes to be in because his roll distance is so long. Shulk can
I don't
do that
remember.
without any care in the world because back air and reverse nair are so good.
Yo, Kobe.
Shulk wins, in my opinion.
Caleb is fighting
Is a
Fawn.
solid way to play this.
I think he could win that.
It's definitely a good way to.
He's been playing
utilize
really
a
good
lot of
recently.
The Monados that
He just beat
a
A9.
character such as Shulk has at his disposal. However, he is going to get taken for a ride a bit by A9 right now, able to find his back air and sending A9 off stage a bit. Gonna get some damage. However, we are still just about even between the two of them. The really interesting thing about Shulk's various Monados.
Okay,
is
I don't
that
know who this guy
it's
is,
cool for your opponent in
but
order
he
to
beat
see
Mr. Thugs.
typically what they want to go for based
Like, he
on
has to
what
be
he
good.
switches to do. So that's something that I'm interested to see how A9 sort of utilizes. It doesn't always matter like that when you don't have time to react.
Who is this guy?
What
they-
DD Clown is doing. However, I'm laughing at that tag. I'm sorry.
It's great. Amazing tag. I ain't saying Clutch ED Clown all the time, boss. I'm calling you fake. It's the footstool anvil out of shield takes the cake. Finally, A9 with a chance to mine a little bit. Like, there was so much of that first stock where you're just sitting without any iron. But now you've got iron. Now you've got gold. You still have to get through shield art. But, you know, you get through it once and then you just look for the next hit.
Oh, you're dead.
Buster Art online. You can deal that extra damage looking for the second forward air, but it's just off the mark.
All right. Okay. Now
That was a
definitely
fantastic
a
block.
A risky option right there from Fader, going so able to get the jump. However, going right there for the down air and then getting sent off stage, getting the block placed. However, able to make it back to stage. Now searching for whatever he can do.
Golf
finding that
commentary,
trade option,
because
and
it's
not
like
going to be sent off stage
it's like
yet
two like
again.
not
Elytra
like quote unquote
sending him
hype
back to
players.
ledge,
I mean hype
trying to
commentators.
mine a
It's
bit
just like
more, but finding himself
calm.
above Shulk in disadvantage, definitely not an enviable position right there, as Fader continues on his damage streak.
Yeah, holding in shield art and then the fact that Shulk back air hits through blocks is
I mean, it's just a local.
huge boon.
It's not like something's like.
It prevents A9 from committing to
Oh, like it's Evo Grands. Oh, you're dead.
typical mid-range
No
offense
shield
that
art to
Shulk
cheat out
is
of.
So that Steve rather is so known for, like it, and just generally prevents Steve from controlling the pace of the game if he has actually someone to contest with in the mid-range. Instead, though, we are at a massive amount of projectile, amount of blocks and resources, and I do like that A9 crafted gold here. Shulk is so safe in most of his frame data.
He's
but
just
if
not
you're
that
able to
good.
Swing in with those faster
He's just
inputs
he's
and
just
those
the
faster
potential
moves,
man.
It can make all the difference. And now that 63%, well, with the right combo and the right conversion, we could be at diamond kill percent.
All right, yeah, and especially with the diamond now online.
He doesn't actually win most of the
he's going to
matchups
have
that
so many more
both mains
options
say.
at his disposal right now versus
Because a
Fader.
lot of them lose those
Fader
matchups.
looking for these back airs right now, trying to send A9 into disadvantage somewhere where he can get a combo
Oh,
started.
scary forward
And
smash.
A9 finding himself
Don't get
at a
grabbed.
pretty decently high percentage. Not something that he can't make up right now with Diamond, but that's going to be exceptionally difficult to do when you are in disadvantage. Fader trying to look for those down airs while he was off stage. A9 finding center stage, but Fader coming in clutch right now, as his tag suggests.
Who's Vader?
He is going to find the One Piece, that's for sure. And you know, he's going to find that one final hit that should end up mattering. That back air could have done it. 135%, and the fact that he's been able to get away with so many air slashes out of shield has been absolutely massive. Going for another one, A9 starting to really play around them, but shield art will absolutely...
Wait, that was a great grab. Oh my god.
Smash art online.
That was such a good grab.
Forward air, and that is Clutchy, the clown, taking game number 1.
Hey there, PSU Shulk. Oop.
Alrighty, so I think Shulk versus Steve is definitely a matchup that
They're from Jersey. I forgot who said it though.
Examples.
I know who it was about.
Was versus Elijahman it was Elijahman, and then the Steve at LMBM was you might be able to remind me, but that was like a really interesting set.
Guys, do I go eat more salad? I'm kind of
like,
so hungry.
The utilization of the
There's no more meat.
Monados and also
But
of, like you mentioned, Shulk
I want more
back air
salad.
is such an important thing.
I want to fill up my stomach.
This matchup between the two. I'm going to see how A9 adapts possibly in this next game, but definitely a lot of ground to cover still. You know, we've only had one game so far, but the adaptation.
I need A9 to fight back.
Going to be pretty immense.
And it starts with the stage, right? FD is
Beat
generally
Shulk by fighting him.
super solid stage for Steve. Not only for the resource ability, because Steve mines with the shovel, which is not used for any of the attacks, so you don't have to worry about repairing it, or the tool to
Beat him like Decker Ruby top 8.
But also, if you're seeing a ton of air slashes from Shulk, there's no mix-up now.
Oh, he dies a down
Either
air.
Shulk air slashes and is punishable.
What?
Lands on stage, or he doesn't. Now that was a goddamn commitment. Nair into just forward smash block string.
What?
Smash art online. No chance of survival.
A9, please fight back, bro.
We're swinging. We're swinging.
I do like to see shield, the way that Fader is utilizing shield art as a way to get out of those sort of early Steve combos in which he holds A, but pretty cool to see the utilization of like the character knowledge of as to what works versus Steve from Fader right now. And these two are just sort of playing a much more patient game than you saw in game 1, without the platforms or really a place to retreat between the two.
Dude, he's low-key
they're
getting
just sort
cooked,
of looking for
man.
their space rather than creating it the same way. Although that anvil is going to create a stock right there for A9.
So bad.
Yeah, shutting down the first stop.
I need A9 to
This
win.
Just as large.
I need a Jersey dub.
Just holding down this mid range, and that's kind of the biggest thing that you could say about this matchup, right?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know canvas was different colors depending on what school you went to. I just thought it was always red.
And then you never
That killed? Bro.
Because of blocks or
A9, please. A9, please.
Because of smash art, you're able to shut that down and destroy blocks with relative ease. Now
That's what I'm talking about. Fighting back, bro.
Clutchy, you were not. I mean, you could tech that. You can't buffer the tech, but even still, you were getting forward smash.
Yes.
All the
Fight back.
Instantly
Fight back.
Making it back here. Making it back into an even.
Dude, I love
game.
talking to A9. He's so
Buster
chill.
art online and
He's so tall.
plenty of
A9 is like
go through.
6'3".
Safe, and then the jump art gets us right out of danger.
Kobe, A9 might be taller than you.
Trying to shake up.
I know DTP definitely is. DTP's a freaking monster.
Now, I do think jump art could be utilized.
He should be
especially
playing on the
stage
Lakers,
because of
bro, with all that
characters
height.
like Steve, who has such a linear recovery with Elytra. going for the shield art right there when you are in disadvantage, definitely a smart move right there from Fader, able to avoid that anvil with the utilization of the invincibility frames while hanging onto the ledge, finding himself at center stage, trying to look for the opening while A9 is just mining in peace right now. Finding his resources,
lock him off.
sending A9 to the center stage. But it's definitely not an enviable position to be at a high percent versus Steve off stage, especially when he has Diamond online.
Oh,
yes! For the vision counter. I can't believe this. Anticipating A9 just to start swinging for the fences here, which you can expect. But A9 doing a very, very solid
job. Let's go, A9.
Forgetting the block stuff. Forgetting the defensive type of mid-range neutral that Steve is so infamous for. Because that is just playing into the spacing and the pace of play that Shulk wants to be at. Instead, you have to make Shulk feel like he's at a disadvantage whenever the range
you gotta
is
fight him,
close and personal. So just 0 character lengths away from each other, right up next to him. And
I'm definitely gonna get more salad after this.
Swordy counterplay, run up shield, and then pick your favorite out of shield option that'll work out. And yep,
because I'm so hungry.
Footstool Anvil will absolutely work out.
Right. Like I was saying earlier, the adaptation in this game 2 is going to be crucial in dictating what we may see in game 3.
Kobe, I started running Rampardos on Pokemon Pocket.
It's going to be interesting regardless. However,
I started winning.
For Fader, I would maybe...
No, so I am not doing an open arena, as you can tell.
Don't even know Smash. However, I do think that now that A9 has found sort of his adaptation...
I wanted to run Gen 4 decks. I was running Palkia Manaphy, and then...
yeah, of course.
Or Choreo just like hard counters it.
Bread and butters in a matchup like this, especially against a PR player. I mean, A9, it's the 8th seed for a reason, made it onto the most recent...
Oh, does it?
At least one of the more recent New Jersey PRs. So gotta keep.
I updated it on YouTube.
Plan and gotta be able to adapt to this.
No one told me this.
Expect that your standard game plan will always beat every player that plays X character. But still, it's a solid one here for Fader. You know, we are playing at a very, very grounded level. Kind of only really jumping when Fader sees he has the space and time to jump. Which, hey, all 100% down for. Poking with grounded options may not be Shulk's forte, but it absolutely is something he can do with things like down tilt and forward tilts. And if you get time to put out back airs like we're seeing plenty on a stage like Town and City, then we're going to use all of that time and then some.
It's really nice to see Fader utilizing Shulk's extra long range options versus a character like Steve, who does not have the same ability to attack up close unless he has extra special weapons such as gold or diamond tools, but it's still really awesome.
Top 10 dumbest things you could do.
Is able to efficiently send him into disadvantage with a lot of his current options available, and as well as with his Monados. So yeah, A9 consistently finding himself right now in disadvantage versus Fader. Fader looking for that dare, not able to find it just yet. I was a little worried right there that we were going to see another anvil from A9 while Fader was standing in shield, but that is going to be the first stock right there taken by Fader.
Yes, super tough position there for A9 and running out of iron and the worst opportunity. So there was no big reversals, no anvil out of shield, none of that, which, hey, it proved devastating because it cut off a lot of the punish opportunities that A9 was looking for. Cat finds a big forward there, though, shuts down so much of the space, yet just enough of a hitbox on that air slash to make it back. And Fader finds the way back to center stage. Taking a slow, methodical approach to the game state is where he wants to be, even with all this iron and plenty of diamonds for those diamond tools. Fader's just not pressing forward, wants to play as in control of the time and tempo of the game as possible. But A9's not going to let him do it. Early air slash gets him out. Nice stuff.
For sure, I think absolutely it's amazing to see the way that Fader is starting to adapt to the utilization of the anvil out of shield. it's great to see him avoiding these now, and it was something that cost him so many stocks earlier.
Was my first PR win?
He's doing a lot of jumping now, though. This mid game is seeing a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
jump aways and double jumps.
That's a really good
from
question.
Fader. Have to see if this is going to find a big punish, though, for A9. He hasn't found a ton of back airs, though. It's been a lot of forward air. Now, oh, man, we're stuffing him down at the ledge. Choke forward air. Ah, got him. GG's. Oh, no, not enough time.
I don't know. I forgot.
Choke's a walking hitbox.
There goes someone from Philly.
Don't let him into my zone. And the high ceiling on Town and City, not preventing the up throw, kill throw. Plenty of resources, plenty of raw materials of iron, another diamond online, but A9 just cannot find this stock. And nothing is, there's no meaningful hits that are landing, no matter how much materials he gets. A9 needs to commit to something, and dash attack seems to be the option now.
For sure. As we can see here, it looks like these two are scrapping neck and neck right now. Of course, with
Nice.
sorry, just oh, okay, that stock there was a little nasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty perfect setup. At 200, it'll absolutely close everything down. Hey, 81% here. You're chipping away. Get any hit by A9 though is not true. I was gonna say any hit by A9 could be easily 80%, but not when Shield Art is online.
No, A9. Lock in.
Elytra, A9 getting caught by a
PR NorCal. A little too easy for a guy like you. Second tournament ever. Made it out of pools. Hashtag noticing.
See here as Fader is able to find these setups, find his advantage state right now with a stock lead above A9, knowing that he has all the time in the world right now. He is taking pretty minimal damage and able to rack up damage right now versus A9 in order to secure his position, in that he doesn't have to do nearly as much right now.
Nice, great
A9.
parry.
A9 finding the stock. However, he is still at a pretty reasonable
Jab with
disadvantage
Shulk,
right now.
yup.
And especially off stage versus a character such as Shulk, definitely not in any
I always told you
position of
that.
where he wants to be.
Nah, I thought he was gonna
man.
do the
No
thing.
way, no way he went for the Shulk up smash at ledge. I can't believe this guy. He's going. You know what? It's everything in the kitchen sink. We are covering all of the options, and we're trying to close out this game ASAP. And then, hey, take your time. You've got a big stage here to recharge all of your individual Monado arts. Gold tools still online, but we are switching them out for diamond tools. We need that extra oomph if we want to make back this game for A9. But no gold.
Yeah, he wanted to hop back on that cart.
So perhaps going to try and focus on getting a little bit of gold back. But at 45 seconds, A9.
Wait, I just realized the timer.
He loses out this game in the sheer 40 seconds. Things have to be chosen. Plays gotta
Does
be
he
made. You
know?
can't sit there and mind.
Do
You have
either of
to
them
make sure
know?
something happens, but you also need enough iron in order to do so. As the shield art gets instant.
Oh my god, A9, clutch. Spam.
Positions, but the forward air at a disadvantage. No iron, no resources. The forward smash would have won him the game, but
Oh, he knows.
you know, Fader is retreating with these shield arts.
The Shulk knows.
But commits to a forward air with a huge change up, and the down air connects, and that's gonna do it.
With 8 seconds on the clock.
The Shulk knew.
Wow, the way that Fader was able to find that opening for himself, absolutely insane.
That's
stuff
lame.
Right there.
Ugh.
Oh man, and you know what? It came down to the final
Alright.
seconds. A9
Get more
was
solid, BRB.
absolutely losing the timeout, so he had to make those.
Holy
big
shit,
commitments.
A9 versus
But what
Yellow
I
Salami.
always
What
love
the hell?
about defensive games and defensive game states, especially in timeout situations, is when you know your opponent has to commit. Your opponent has to either do some sort of like overshoot or call out or spacing trap or some sort of way to run their offense, and you stuff them out anyway. It's like, oh, I know you're going to jump in, so I'm going to do my anti-air. I know you're going to land on my shield unsafe in order to get an optimized combo, so I'm going to make sure I up B out of shield you. I'm going to do something to get something really, really devastating going and outplay it by instead of always retreating by going on the offensive instead. Nice stuff there from Fader to make some very, very last second decisions in order to take that game against A9. A PR win for Fader, and his reward is to play against Phantom in winners quarterfinals. Steve bracket for him. But hey, if there's anyone that showed that they have a really, really good game plan against Steve, it's Fader.
Absolutely. And I think what was absolutely hysterical about that last stock interaction right there from Fader was that he really didn't need to go for that down air. In fact, he would have put himself in a pretty bad position had he not landed it. But with 8 seconds on the clock, he didn't need to do all of that. However, he wanted to go for the thing that would be the most devastating attack possible versus A9, and I absolutely respect him for having gone for that. So a well-earned game 3 right there for... Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My ninja is not working right now. It's like kind of buffering. But I'm still here. I'm glad I can be heard.
Yes, that is definitely the most important. Anyway, hi everybody. Ubel and Pearl on the other side there. You hear her, but you'll see her lovely face sooner rather than later. I'm not sure if we want to pivot to a break or just, it sounds like both players are locking in. So yeah, we are going to be seeing the return, the continued return. I'm surprised that it is a continued return from 9 Super Pie. He's going to be coming up against Beast, locking in for game number 1. Winner of this will play against Seal, the Ice Climber extraordinaire. For top 8 qualifiers, but they got to go through each other first. Beast and 9 Super Pie locking in game number 1. Let's see how it goes, as instantly the Beast is trying to hold on to this Squirtle, but 9 Super Pie taken to the air, finding a couple anti-airs. Yet this is the combo starter that Beast in the road for.
Absolutely. Beast showing that he has the maybe countenance of a player of his years of experience. However, 9 Super Pie is an absolutely exceptional Wario. At Cav Clash especially, that's one of the most recent tournaments that I remember. He went to game 5 with Shiny Mark, one of the very best players in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see the way that he holds up versus Beast. Beast able to take the first stock, but 9 Super Pie with utilizing the comeback powers of Wario, it's not going to be too surprising to see if he's able to make a comeback here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're Wario and you have all of the effective air game that you do have, as well as this massive X Factor that should be coming up in around 30 seconds or so, you know that everything's gonna go your way for you to have sustained success in a game like this. Though Pokemon Trainer, equally as powerful, equally as potent, very much a control style character if you play him right, and that's exactly what Beast is trying to do. Maintain the ground. Know that 9 Super Pie is at a slight disadvantage, so you just have to play in a very, very safe manner, and Squirtle can absolutely do that. Then you switch over to the Ivysaur for a massive punish game, 100% with that one up air, hunting for the Razor Leaf confirm, but no dice here. In fact, 9 Super Pie turns the offstage game into offense, 31% here, but no dice, and for continuing that further, and Beast needs that up air and finds it.
Yes, and this is absolutely incredible to see from a player such as 9 Super Pie, the way that he is able to utilize Wario's combos. Oh, going for the waft right there. Not able to find the stock due to the switching of characters from Beast, but absolutely incredible foresight from Beast to be able to see what 9 Super Pie is trying to do and adapt to it. Now he is going to send 9 Super Pie into disadvantage, but able to find some way to make back some of the damage right now as he comes back to center stage. Both of these characters absolutely scrapping.
Guys,
right
I'm
now.
so fat, man.
Trying to swing for the fences, utilizing the bike, but a whole stock up. All it needs is one call out, and Beast
I just
finds
be
it.
eating so much.
When you play so much time patrolling the ground, it just makes 9 Super Pie feel like you can jump with relative impunity, but
I put
he
too much
saves those
dressing.
reads for the latter half of the game. Making sure that you can't jump out of the corner for free is fighting games 101, and they ended up being like that. Will absolutely seal Beast the game, and get him into game.
Yeah, Kobe, you need my appetite, right?
Since he just got a 2-stop.
For sure, and I think that the mentality behind getting 2-stocked in a game like that, despite being an excellent player such as Beast, this is definitely not the way that 9 Super Pie probably wants to feel, so it's going to be a testament to his mental fortitude if we can see the way that he is able to still adapt despite having suffered a loss like that, Game 1. Game's not over till it's over, however, we are going to continue to see Beast demonstrating his knowledge of spacing and dominance with his Ivysaur right now.
Yeah,
9
bro.
Super Pie able to find some damage off of that. However, gonna be sent up with the up air as 9 Super Pie now continues with his combo from earlier, able to still get some damage on the Charizard despite Beast's efforts to switch to a character he knew he would have an advantage with here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these rising up airs do pretty well here for 9 Super Pie, but some of the landing aerials and the landing options are a little bit late.
How long does half waft take? Is it a minute 20 or 50 seconds?
Out because of that slight delay. He's going for a huge edge guard. Gotta be careful. Seeing another landing aerial slightly off the mark there for 9 Super Pie, but he's got another opportunity. Going for the nair. There's the rising back air second. Some excellent drift from 9 Super Pie in order to create a little bit of a spacing trap as Beast tries to walk out of the corner and no dice. Wow, up smash from Squirtle was the option, and predictably it's getting blown up, but not for as much as you think. The falling up air evens up the game. 43% is not so bad, especially with a couple up airs from Ivy.
No, for sure, and I love the way that Beast was... So Beast air dodged right there in order to avoid the up airs, or the up tilts there from 9 Super Pie. However, despite that, he was able to follow up with an up air. Even though he got punished by 9 Super Pie, he still knew that he was in a position to be able to take a stock like that. So really great stuff right there.
Bro.
Cool spot dodge up smash. Crazy pick.
We just say anything.
Not too bad though. You can play with these damage gates and damage values when you're as heavy as Wario is, and when Waft is online as it is now, you're kind of threatening.
You a D1 eater, bro. You a D1 eater.
Oh, we're seeing it from that Super Pie. He wants that low aerial. He wants that low.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty hot.
Not going to cause the stock thanks to the switch to Ivysaur, but that's a massive damage to an 81% lead, and still on his second stock.
Absolutely wonderful stuff right there from 9 Super Pie. I love that he was
able to get
some continuation of damage with the bike. That's wonderful to see, especially when you're utilizing such a cool recovery option from Wario, as well as utilizing the bike in order to set the pace of the game in his favor. Beast able to take a stock right there, a little cheeky with the Charizard. However, he is still finding himself at a disadvantage in terms of percentages. 9 Super Pie is able to rack up some damage and further send Beast into disadvantage off stage. Able to continue here with the up airs, sending Beast higher in a place where he can be punished, but there is going to be the game right from 9 Super Pie versus Beast, evening up the games here. As with the adaptations that I think we saw utilized by 9 Super Pie, I do think that Game 2, he had much better
that was a really gross slap
in general.
Oh,
but also, I
Caleb Fawn was Game 3.
He went for a lot more maybe aggressive options while still playing patiently. In Game 1, I think he was much more passive, and that's why Beast was able to take such a pretty dominant Game 1.
Yeah, I think it very much comes down to the little spacing traps that both players are doing, right? It's a lot of feinting when it comes to characters like this, whether it be off of range or hitbox size in the case of Ivysaur and Charizard, or most prominently in the case of Wario, it's gonna be that air drift. And who's able to make the other player commit to something massively punishable, whether it be with timing delays, spacing delays, hitbox delays, or everything in between. In the case there for 9 Super Pie, you have that drift in there and you can turn it into something
Good
massive.
grab there.
Down to grab. Not convinced on the dash attack will connect, but keeping things safe all the same. Trying to hold everything
What the
down.
fuck?
Very risky play there
what?
for Beast.
That's
and
insane.
Not getting too hard punished. Wario does not have a throw that can close out any stocks at 150, so this max trade Charizard gets to just operate at full capacity now up until that up air. Nice pickup from my Super Pop.
Absolutely. I do think that Beast was going for the side B there as a way for him to
Dude,
get
Wario
out
up air is just
of
like ever
range
so
from
slightly
9 Super
worse
Pie,
than Yoshi
but
up
9
air.
Super Pie able to utilize some of his foresight in order
It's just
to
Yoshi
go
up air,
for
you
the
can't use
punish
that as shield.
to close out that first stock for himself. He's at a pretty high percentage right now versus a tiny character rather, being the heavier character in this matchup. So he is going to put on some pretty decent damage in a way that'll hurt Beast in this time.
That sounds.
You also have Half Waft online. Can never sleep on Half Waft confirms. They're not as powerful, but hey, still plenty potent to close out the stock against a Squirtle or an Ivysaur even at these percentages. Oh, and there's the full waft, but down throw. Pivot grab, a down throw at 180. You know what? If it works, it works. Sometimes you just gotta just know what damage gates get you where.
Oh my gosh.
Go back and get right back into your game plan. 50%.
That's so much damage.
We're going right back to it. Another down throw forward air, but no tech chase waft. Instead, we're just covering jump. Never anticipating Beast to tech roll in. Has
Great
been
recovery
Super
off
Pie.
ledge
It's been
using
hang
back
out
air.
with a like a charm. Like this entire game, he's finding these huge jump call out back airs.
Absolutely.
Both turned
the
up.
way that Beast is able to utilize
Nice.
Ivysaur to
That was
his
perfect.
advantage is
That was actually
absolutely
just
wonderful
perfect
to see,
advantage state.
taking such a quick stock right there with the Ivysaur down air, 9 Super Pie.
Perfect pressure to make him use his
he doesn't
resources.
seem too bothered by it as he's able to continue to be aggressive as even though he's getting nared, even though he's getting a lot of damage right now from the Ivysaur. Now with the Charizard, the intent of Beast able to that he wants to take this final stock and close out the game versus 9 Super Pie. 9 Super Pie though, still looking for his openings, still finding
Okay,
his
it's not over
patience
yet.
and being able to
Warrior's
take that
winning.
stock. Yeah.
Warrior's in a winning position right now, and that's just how this game operates from now on for Beast. Because one there, oh
Yep.
boy,
Oh.
and that's gonna do it. Yes, even with good DI to the corner, 9 Super Pie finds a way to walk with it because he landed the appropriate hit
Portal's light.
at the appropriate time, extended onto the platform, and executed to perfection. That is just how the cookie crumbles. And Beast dropping down to losers. That's both of the Philly Invaders in losers.
Let's go, MBS.
Pretty early, both of them dropping down there before top 8. Beast having to now play against Ebrima, and 9 Super Pie will go on up to play against Cecile for top 8.
So interestingly enough, 9 Super Pie did beat Seal pretty recently at Cavalier Clash. But regardless, their rematch is going to be super interesting to see. 9 Super Pie playing to his strengths in this
Dude,
game.
A9 out
I love
at
the way that he was
17.
able to
A9
utilize
and
the
BD Bean
lightness
out at
of a character
17.
such as Squirtle against Beast.
What?
Not giving him the opportunity to shift and just going for the jugular with
crazy.
his gameplay right now. So great stuff right here from 9 Super Pie. It's going to be really exciting to see what he does for the rest of bracket, especially in winners.
Yeah, you got Seal to play against. 9 Super Pie does have a pretty solid Wii Fit trainer, as well as the Wario, so might be an option. It might be an option there against Seal, who's on those ice climbers. But we will probably be looking at 2 different top 8 qualifier sets, that being Delta Force and Haze, and Fawn up against Ob McBob. A little bit later, as we get through some of the final replays, got to see every single stock from this game. A pretty solid 3-game stretch between these two. Beast looked to be in a pretty comfortable.
That's from MBS
leading
Frontier,
position
right?
With this a down air, especially
Ah,
since it was already used, but. You know, as I said, like 34%.
It's start.gg/feed.
Lead against Wario with full waft when he can just do that.
Absolutely. Wonderful stuff to see in these pools. We've got our upsets, we've got so much more. However, now it looks like we are going to be going for a little bit of an ad read. Stick around though, because Ubel and I will still be here. Thanks to Collision for this tournament, for running.
I'm gonna get my real water jug.
Fusion. Make sure that
'Cause
you
it's in the
check
fridge.
out Collision happening August 22nd through 24th. Register now for bracket because it is filling up and you don't want the TOs to hate you right now, right? You know,
Yeah.
definitely want to check out Collision. It is going to be a huge tournament. I believe there are already some heavy hitting players signed up, planning to go. So absolutely check it out. I have never been out to a Collision myself before, but I've heard it's a wonderful time. And if any time, and like, you know what they say? No time like the present.
Absolutely, especially when you're supporting the Collision series, who is not only running the major happening August 22nd through 24th, which you want to register for right now, but also is running Fusion and streaming a multitude of other events. They were a partner stream at Kagaribi not too long ago. You'll see them on streams for a multitude of other events, whether it be on the weekly basis or for Smash Brothers or for other fighting games as well. For Rivals Vether, there sometime, and you'll want to catch all of the information, action, and more that you see on Collision Series TV, which is what you're watching right now, Collision Smash on Twitter, and Collision Series on YouTube, where all the VODs for this and every other event, like
Even
Fusion,
7th
go
seed
up.
for 17th is crazy.
Anyways, support your locals such as
You guys have
Fusion.
candles
This
in
is
your
the
room?
250th installment
Is this a brown person thing?
of the Smash Brothers Ultimate Tournament at Fusion, and it would not be possible without the regulars who make it out every week. So it's especially important at any time, but especially in such a rich scene such as New Jersey. You know, there are so many people here at this tournament who are not from New Jersey because they want to support their locals. So
Mr. Thug's
absolutely
out
show
at
up to
17th?
meetings every Monday. Now that a lot of people are getting out
what?
of school, I'm going to be checking to see who is going and who isn't.
Yeah, we're approaching the summer, and it's a big time for Smash. It's a big time for fighting games in general. I mean, this coming weekend is gonna be Combo Breaker, and then on the horizon you have events such as Patrick,
What?
the CEO.
Dude, why is New Jersey
CEO,
falling?
Garden State,
No, my son got
SmackDown
17th.
is coming up soon. Showdown, rather. Garden
Yeah.
State Showdown is coming up soon if you're interested in some New Jersey
I'm-
brackets. So there's plenty.
I don't know if I'm gonna
to come up
go
here in
still with-
Tri-State and beyond for
I might go
Smash
next week.
Ultimate and fighting games as a whole. You're not gonna want to miss any of it. You're not gonna want to miss.
Start my
anything.
job next
You're
week.
not gonna miss the rest of this bracket for
I'll be
sure. At
tired.
Fusion 250, but we're gonna throw it to a quick break before getting into our top 8 qualifiers, and we'll see y'all real soon.
I have a final tomorrow at 8 a.m. I got a final. I got another final the next day at 4. I think I only need 70s on them to pass. I need a 70 to get an A. Like, I'll try to get the A, but I'm not gonna like sweat it. Like, it is what it is if I don't.
Jake from State Farm. I'm not ready for the final boss and bake wars.
Oh, forget that. You've got State Farm supporting you. Hey, say it after me. I will unite the Muffinverse.
I will unite the Muffinverse.
I can't hear you.
I will unite the Muffinverse and defeat the Crumb Crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I gotta download a patch.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
New Tic Tac Chewy isn't what you expect. A candy with layers of fruity flavor and a hard outer shell that's soft on the inside. Tic Tac Chewy. soft on the inside.
Todos tenemos momentos tan importantes que no podemos perdérnoslos. Las estaciones Exxon y Mobil están aquí para impulsarlos, así que carga combustible y disfruta de estos momentos. Ahí estaremos contigo todos los días en cada kilómetro. Sigue adelante con las gasolineras Exxon y Mobil.
This one time, my boss calls me in the middle of a battle and is all, "Wah, wah, wah. Where are you?" I told you I was under the weather! Respawn by Razor. Get lost in the game.
Me away!
Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Todos tenemos momentos tan importantes que no podemos perdérnoslos. Las estaciones Exxon y Mobil están aquí para impulsarlos, así que carga combustible y disfruta de estos momentos. Ahí estaremos contigo todos los días en cada kilómetro. Sigue adelante con las gasolineras Exxon y Mobil.
Dude, all my goats are getting 17th. ESPMO. Dude, it's like this is the first circuits class that like Loki is really, because it's about this one specific type. Just wait. Oh my god, Mark got 3-0'd by Rivers at Kowloon. Top 10 things that just don't surprise me whatsoever. He has infinite experience against me. Mark had no chance. He had no freaking chance. He's seen it all.
Alrighty, and welcome back to the Fusion stream. It is Ubel and I on the mic today. We are about to bring you the top 8 qualifiers today of the 250th iteration of Smash Brothers from Fusion. Ubel, how are you feeling?
Feeling alright. Feeling like everything's starting to come together for this bracket, as it generally feels like once you get to top 8. You can slowly like pick and choose and feel out who's playing better, who's playing worse based on who you see.
Oh, that might be rough.
Able to make it a little bit further in.
I'm gonna ask him about how
like pure skill and being better.
how that was. Let me ask him right now.
Sure, how they're playing on that day. But these are two players that we haven't seen thus far, so it'll be a nice taste to see who's truly on the front foot at Fusion number 250. Hayes able to take a 2-0 win over Sinister in the round before, and Delta Force able to take a 2-0 win over Tough Ludwig in the round before. So both players, I don't think either player has, Hayes has dropped a game to YB Burrs the Samus this bracket, but Delta Force has yet to drop a game. He's coming off of a pretty solid, pretty fun excursion to Japan at Kagaribi, and he's looking to keep the ball rolling. So it seems.
Right, I mean, Delta Force coming off of the high of his hand trip, I believe he placed a pretty respectable.
It was not a high. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. He did terrible. He did terrible. He did terrible. He did really bad. He did really bad.
Sound awesome until you consider just how many people.
He got 257th. He should have done way better.
Competition there was.
Please.
At an event such as Kagaribi.
What's good?
So really awesome stuff, especially proving that Link can in fact do it. Hayes coming out with the Diddy Kong here, getting us started.
Where's the audio?
This is one of those weird matchups of all.
What does that game sound?
Typically speaking,
How about
Diddy
you?
Kong
Doing
doesn't
good.
really like to play against other zoning characters because Diddy's really good at counter zoning, but not always super good at dealing with projectiles himself.
Oh, Hayes beats Sister. Damn, it's like
banana peel or bomb rather
only
reliably.
upsets.
But Link also has all the attributes that Diddy Kong loves to exploit. I mean, despite Nair being so good, Link is heavy and slow in the air and has a really, really solid combo weight and is a fast faller. And it's like all of these kind of create a very tenuous neutral. But once Diddy Kong's in a position of strength, oh man, is it hard to get Diddy off you. Like Delta Force just did there with an excellent drift back on the aerial spin attack in order to get
a combo breaker. I don't think I'm doing those. That combo breaker.
146 here, showing a
I will not make it.
Experience.
Because Dubs is on Friday, right?
Absolutely. I think what we've seen so far from Hayes is that like exceptional character experience with a character such as Diddy Kong, knowing what works for him. However, Delta Force still able to know what works for a character such as Link. Unfortunately, Hayes is going to come off on top in that particular interaction, taking the very first
I didn't know there were
stop
doubles
of this
either.
game. Delta Force, though, not too far behind him as he's able to send Hayes off stage. Hayes making it back, but Delta Force coming in swinging.
Yo, Ploopy, there was Gore of Kansas, bro. Freaking super Gore of Kansas.
Aerial or projectiles to
You missed it.
At his disposal.
Yellow
At his
yellow
disposal,
lost
but yeah, able
to my
get
goat
that
mimic.
stock right there from Delta or from Hayes.
Yeah, it's the Diddy Kong classic, right? Yeah, you're so mobile, you have so much good
My
burst
goat
range,
Nimbus!
monkey flip, but eventually you will be caught monkey flipping in an errant direction, and that's kind of what you're just anticipating. The button
On the
is
same
good
day?
for Diddy Kong players to not use it,
Maybe
but
not.
the risk of going for it
Yellow?
is sometimes a little bit too high. But hey, we're scrapping now. We're looking to see if we can get any bit of
Down throw,
damage.
up,
And you know what? Down throw into up B, that's a fair chunk of change on the side of Hayes. 57% now, and trying.
Do you not know who
no
yellow?
confirm and no
You just
missing
purposely
the
ignored who yellow is?
That's super rough. You can't forgo any little bit of advantage state that you have against Diddy, who can be so swarming. Hayes can calm things down.
Yeah, Delta Force knowing how to play as a high percentage.
That's all I'll say. Like, why?
Diddy Kong.
He's from your spot.
However, Hayes able to go for that, getting a stock right there, continuing his pretty dominant streak that we've seen so far. Delta Force finding his
Maybe
options
it's time
though,
for a
as you can
change.
see,
Okay.
weaving around these.
I appreciate
right now
all that the
from
Nimbus
Hayes,
Prime has
able to
done for
get
me.
The stock right there, bringing us back down to just about even.
Yeah, simple confirm on Alpha the jab walk as well. Huge opportunity. Whoa, huge read. Finds the downer, nothing else because the percent was a little too high to go for something like barrels. So we're just poking away at each other. And Hayes in seemingly very confident position just to try and trade forward air for forward air, but Delta Force finding a couple huge confirms, gets the grab as well. Finding some big openings in order to find grabs after throwing so many boomerangs and bombs and everything in between. Stuffing out the nair. Opportunity abound, just gets shield up in time. Oh, that banana toss could have been the end of the game here, Pearl, but instead, I mean, Delta Force is still looking for the game-ending swing. The bomb detonates air up. The added shield was alive. Bomb toss forward. Maybe he landed forward tilt. He was looking for it, but no roll, and still no roll.
Is you mean the egg roll
Discipline
shield
is
break?
insane.
Absolutely, I really do think that what we.
Oh my gosh, Nimbus.
So far, oh,
at tier 2?
The first
Yo.
As I was saying before, what we've seen from Delta Force so far.
That's cinema
is
right there. That's cinema right
afraid
there.
to take up some
Tier 2
damage
sub?
from Hayes.
That's cinema.
However, Delta
Thank you
Force's,
so much.
I
Oh
think
my
his
gosh.
knowledge Of Link
What?
Is really showing
I don't
through
deserve
in
all
what
that.
he's able to achieve. In that,
Do they-
whenever
hold on,
it
hold on,
seems
hold on,
like
hold on.
Hayes is in a lead, Delta Force is able to make up that damage so quickly. Take these.
Bro, I gotta
stocks,
make that a real
utilizing,
emote.
um,
That'd be so
utilizing some of his
tough.
characters'
It'd be
strengths
so
as well,
tough.
but just really awesome stuff to see.
Yeah, insistent on his spacing, insistent on knowing.
Nah,
where
Delta
Link
Force is
strong.
tough.
I've
He's
definitely seen some of the crazier.
So fun fact about New Jersey Smash,
his disposal
there are
using, like, back
4
air
people
conversions or anything
who have
like
been
that.
PR
Delta Force is
ever
just
since
playing like a
COVID.
walking tank,
like after
utilizing
COVID.
nair and
4.
forward air and boomerangs and bombs to make sure
It's
that he cannot move as
Syrup,
freely as he wants
Jackal, myself,
to. Hayes is a player that
and
typically likes
Delta
to
Force.
flex his mobility first and foremost.
That's the
before
4.
not letting him.
Delta Force has been so close to
It's
not
definitely
making
not a
PR
good game
multiple
when a character
times.
Such as Diddy Kong gets his stage
And he
advantage
somehow
that he
always
wants.
clutches
However,
it.
Delta Force is
Yeah,
playing
new
so
PRs.
impressively here. He's also
Everyone
demonstrated
else
that he is
has
able to
missed a
avoid
PR
tools
or
such as
wasn't
banana,
PR
and
when
what
COVID
a dominant
like
stock
came
right there
back.
from Delta Force, utilizing
Every
his
single
up B
person.
right there off stage to take
Except those
advantage
4.
of Hayes's temporary disadvantage. Still able to continue his damage streak right here.
Yeast
Going
used
for
to be
that back
bad.
air, but not able to get very much off of it as Delta Force continues this damage streak.
Spargo's tweet? What does Spargo tweet?
Cutting things down, trying to find any.
Oh,
little bit of
is it about
opening.
Piranha Plant?
Screwing up the bomber.
I cannot believe he
Had
beat
the
Light
bomb
with
drop
Piranha
and
Plant.
then, tossed an arrow.
Genuinely like a like jaw-dropping
Diddy Kong's a low percent
realization,
combo, be a little massive.
like
Actually,
what I
Delta
woke
Force is
up
trying
to.
Force an interaction in that corner to try and maintain its space. Link is at his best when you have to interact with him, and Delta Force is not letting Hayes call any amount of space. And
That came from the
reset.
banana. That was insane right there. Just getting that
No,
interaction off of
Wait, he actually said he loves the game more with Plant. I'm crying, bro. He's gonna play.
Delta Force is able to utilize his different projectiles to his advantage, even the ones that he is able to pick up from Hayes. So really awesome stuff to see that kind of like knowledge of his surroundings.
Rivers has informed me that his experience of I asked him how was fighting Mark, and I quote, this is what he said: I shat on him.
Forcing things through, but when you have a catch-all tool like Link Nair, you can see how much it can shut things down. And yeah, the boomerang.
Word for word,
boomerang
what
is
he
up
said.
there, closing things down, and Delta Force just barreled his way through Hayes' immense mobility and defensive play in order to shut down and take that set 2-0. Still have not dropped a game here in this Fusion number 250 as he moves on to top 8.
What a dominant play right there from Delta Force.
good.
As you said, we didn't get to see a lot of the super crazy Link maneuvers that we typically see in games with Link. However, he just utilized a lot of his spacing as well as projectiles to his advantage in order to force the pace of the game with
Special
ease.
number.
And even though a character like Diddy Kong has so many options in order to do what he
Loopy, are you
wants
going to
and
Combo Breaker?
essentially
No,
force
you
the
said you're
hand of
going
his
on normal
opponents,
con.
it was Delta Force who was playing
Am I
the
going? I'm
strings
studying.
in this game.
And we'll see how it continues to go for for top 8 sets, because Delta Force will be playing against Phantom, who was able to take it over our good friend Clutchy D Clown 2-0 in order to make top 8. Phantom the top seed for a reason. Delta Force though, the 4
Oh
seed,
shoot!
with
Combo Breaker
Fawn
dropped
the
to a
3
C
and
tier.
Beast was the
Damn.
Fawn was the 2 seed, Beast was the 3 seed.
300
Beast got
man
upset,
C
so
tier,
we won't
bro.
be seeing him in winner side. Instead, 9 Super Pie and Seal are still playing
My
for
God,
one
that's
side
so
of the other
fucked
half of
up.
top 8, and our last match here at Fusion 250 will consist of Fawn and Bob, who, you know what, Bob representing.
Dude, I'm going for
Toon
free. I don't care.
Link, had a little brief stint
Like-
with Sonic, but is back on the Toon Link. And
Loopy, I
you know
like
what?
don't.
Has
The
been taking
gaffs I
wins
give
lately.
are
Has been
literally
doing
0.
well.
The tournament ends at
Absolutely.
like
I have heard
7,
Bob
and I'm staying the night, so I'm literally just gonna like go out with Kobe.
from my
Or,
region.
so I'm gonna go out with
so
Mage Yosh
specifically,
for the entire night.
Goodness, his name just left my mind.
Like it's gonna be
Um,
great. I'm gonna have a great time,
you
and I think I can win the entire
from
bracket. So I would make a
NDA, he's
bag.
studying right now in Illinois, but
I don't have an
No,
encyclopedic
I'm
name.
so
I'm
sorry.
No, it's okay.
okay. But
so
there are
I'll
so
make
many,
one point.
so many Toon Links are not. Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're still live. So
Like at-home content
sorry,
does?
Kelvin, we just
What do you mean?
lost the stream on your end. But yeah, Toon Link having a bunch of different like really solid players across the board. A bunch. Who is it? So there's like a level 1 over in Japan as well, like doing well. So like everyone in the cast like has stuff, has like utility, has things.
I
that
know.
they
I
can
know.
develop
Riddle's
as
dropped
well as
out
another solid
because
Toon Link.
he's done with Ultimate. Wants to
And
focus
you know
on
what?
Street
Omni
Fighter.
Bob's trying to put himself on the map.
I
too.
don't know who else
Now
dropped,
placing
though.
his seed at so many events as of late. Between the past 2 fusions, he jumped seeds in order to get to like 4th place and 3rd place. 2nd at center stage. It got a +2 seed up on at the last Bears he's gone to. So not only is he going to a ton of locals, he's also outplacing his seed at almost all of them, at least by 1 slot. So, I mean, Fawn is certainly a different level and a different test, but hey, just the fact that that he's been proving to time and time again, find success with this Toon Link against
Q
all the
Kane
players
beat
that he's been
Yellow.
playing against for a
Holy
really
shit!
long
Yellow's
time.
last fusion is
Hey,
gonna be him getting
more power to him.
13.
Let's see if he can keep the trend up.
I think we're definitely going to see a pretty close match. Both of these characters are pretty reliant on a lot of their projectiles in that they use them to set up most of their combos. Duck Hunt being a character that you don't see piloted by a whole lot of individuals. However, Vaughn has proved that she or they are able to pilot Duck Hunt at
let's
such
go,
a
Yoshi-san.
high level,
Yeah.
Especially to see like the fighting spirit back. You know, they
I
took
mean,
a
like
break a
low key,
while
bro,
back,
Ploopy.
and
I
is
don't.
back in the ring
There's not
now,
that
is
many.
stronger than ever,
There's
so
not
it's
that many
going to be
Midwest people going to Combo
a
Breaker.
strong match.
It's
to
like
see
Ice
the
Knight is
two
going,
links
Atat
playing
is
together.
going,
You know,
Raven
you have
King
the
is
up and
going.
coming, and you have the solid strength.
Like that's all the people worth points going.
Alrighty, it looks like they are looking at getting.
Ice Knight
started
is worth a
right
lot.
now. 2 of them.
13th at level up. What 13th at level up does to a motherfucker?
Batman? Come on, Batemobile, don't So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Hitting a lurk, thank you. Bro, hits a tier 2 sub and hits a lurk. Oh my god.
Road tests, owner surveys, and safety ratings from IIHS to name Subaru their 2025 most reliable and best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted. Subaru.
This one time, my boss calls me in the middle of a battle and is all, "Wah, wah, wah. Where are you? I told you I was under the weather!" Respawn by Razor. Get lost in the game.
But regardless, both of them are at pretty even percentages. However, Fawn is going to take the lead.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird zoning style match.
Dude, I wish people brought me to Battlefield.
In a lot of ways, Duck
We're almost back to 20 subs.
like,
That's actually like really
confirm-oriented
awesome.
character, trying to confirm it to like typically up airs and back airs, but any aerial will do off of things like Can and Clay Pigeon. Clay Pigeon especially being so potent with its frame 1 item spawn activation, that kind of thing that Smash Ultimate has. But meanwhile, Toon Link much more focused on like long-winded aerial zoning, but a set of tilts that are absolutely insane. Like, hey, like Bomb Forward Air has been doing it since Toon Link was released in Brawl, so, and it's still just as potent as it's ever been, and will continue to be, especially because you do need to create these shakeups and throw a wrench into the trapping style that Duck Hunt is so good at. But we're not seeing any of the disruption that Fawn really is trying to play around. We're just seeing like all these cans and tilts come onto Fawn's shield, and then they play around it accordingly.
Fawn has been super dominant so far in this game. It looks as though she's able to set up whatever they want, going for their confirms as well, taking an early stock versus Obmcbob. Obmcbob going to follow up though with a stock of his own that way, but Fawn just continuing to pile on damage right here. Being a zoner, being like knowing where their strengths lie, and just
I need to change my Nightbot commands. Oh my god, they all just launched at once.
Still has the bomb access though. Toon Link's floaty nature means getting back to ledge isn't really a problem, but getting off of it can certainly be with that floatier nature and so much hazard. You have to avoid the gunman, the can, you're managing your own bomb timer, and Clay Pigeon was sure to follow everything in the kitchen sink is being thrown out at Obmcbob, and floaties can have a hard time playing around that much level of, or that level of just pure hazards.
Absolutely. The way that Fawn is able to utilize their various projectiles to create a war of attrition versus Obmcbob. Obmcbob is responding with his own bombs, but struggling to fight back, I guess, versus Fawn and her very formidable defenses.
Yeah, a couple clean confirms from Obmcbob though will even up this game count. Has been doing a much better job focusing on just sheer avoidance rather than trying to force his way through, but a huge confirm. I mean, setting up into a couple of two-piece conversions, Can and Clay Pigeon abound. The forward smash barely whiffing, but it does displace the Can. One more ought to do it, but Fawn chooses to land it with just the forward tilt, playing in control and in her lane. Nothing crazy about any of it.
Wait, guys,
smash.
Beastly
Nice
retired?
air dodge.
I didn't know he
Absolutely
retired,
wonderful
bro.
stuff to see. However,
What?
That was a pretty crazy thing to go for. The back throw trying to send Obmcbob directly into the can. However, he is still going to get popped up by the angle of that can as he recovers to the stage, trying to find some damage of his own, sent right back into disadvantage, able to avoid the, but not enough, getting hit by that explosion right there as Fawn secures game 1.
Makes me
Just,
sad,
like,
bro.
her
We never got our
knowledge of
set.
the setups as well as like their precise inputs and like ability to snipe someone, even like a tiny character such as
He's just
Toon Link,
moving on
like,
to
absolutely
Rivals,
phenomenal stuff.
which makes sense because he's a top player in Rivals.
Yeah,
Like a super top
played
player.
That ledge situation pretty masterfully.
God.
I'm always just impressed watching
Dude,
Duck Hunt
all of
players
NA's fucking
manipulate Tan in
retiring.
the way they do, because it has consistent rules. The game
Dude,
is
NA
doing
went from like
a great
losing our
job of
top players
conveying
because they were like
when those rules happen.
because they
in
were
my opinion, but Fawn is able to notice.
and now
every
we're
little
losing them
trick
just because of
and,
retirement.
Trigger that comes with
That's
when
like so
Tan
cringe.
changes direction or manipulating which direction it's going to send it to begin with, depending on where the Duck Hunt is facing.
the new bloods to
everything
step
in
up.
between. Duck Hunt
Like
easily
fast.
is one of the most, whether necessary or not, one of the most complex characters in the game to pilot, and she does so at a very high level.
It's absolutely wonderful to see. Going into game 2, you see Obmic Bob here, continuing his assault versus Fawn and her many projectiles. Able to get some damage here as he is finding himself in the lead percentage-wise right now.
I think
Fawn
I'm
able
gonna
to make it back
I'm gonna
from ledge, utilizing Can,
I'm
continuing
gonna take
to
a Tylenol
do their
because
setups.
my new
However,
retainer
oh,
set
that
is
was a
still
smart
hurting
air
my
dodge right there to get away from Ogmic Bob, but still going to find themselves
Oh, I should
off
get
stage right now. Ogmic Bob
Really?
shielding, trying to go, yeah, really smart there to control Fawn's
Full rate
hit
collision.
options.
All
However,
stream.
still going to get chain grabbed.
Thank you
at
for the
ledge.
subs.
Not
3
enough
subs
to
is
take the
crazy in one
stock,
stream.
neither is that
High
arrow,
key.
however,
And
going
100
to
bits.
be sent to a pretty low state.
Catch you
with pretty
guys
low
on the
place
next
off
one.
stage, and now Obmic Bob is the one struggling to recover, but going to take that stock right there. Obmic Bob